Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new Rise crossover video. Today we are going to be covering the mid-week update that they've just released. So without any further ado, let's go straight into the new stuff. Now, I probably don't have to explain this, but as you can see already in the game, we have a beautiful new blue looking UI. They also reordered all the buttons here on the left side with all this like blue U or this blue matrix kind of lines added on top of our left side. And of course our UI on the bottom here looks pretty nice. They've also changed the text on the cache and the gems amount, and basically all the text on all the action buttons as well here on the bottom, which looks way better, I think, than before. I've not seen yet how this looks on mobile, but for on PC, this looks great. I really like the way this looks, and it's also because blue is my favorite color, so I'm kind of biased. Alright, looking into more UI stuff, of course, the entire shop UI was also adjusted with this like entire blue theme. The mount menu as well, the inventory as well, the shadow menu as well. So basically every single menu that you can see here in the game has been adjusted. Solo leveling island. Yes, we are here because they've actually done something incredible. Let's go over to the enchanter and let's go over to the upgrader because they have now added the auto upgrader, which means we don't anymore have to click every single weapon in our inventory. If you buy like 700 E rank weapons and merge them all together by clicking all the things you can now do that automatically, which is fantastic. So just for a little bit of a showcase, let's assume we're just going to upgrade some of these D rank axes that we have. Let's turn on the auto upgrader. Let's upgrade with our gems that we have. And there we go. We all upgraded our weapons here. Now they should all be automatically upgraded to the highest rank that we can. So let's check. Yeah, so now they're all C ranks, which thank the heavens that they did this, because it's so nice that we don't have to click every single thing anymore. If you remember the scythe from the like update before from the Jojo Island, you had to click that for like about half an hour before you got to the SS rank. Anyway, we got an auto upgrader. Nice. Now it will skip locked and enchanted weapons, so you don't have to worry about losing your enchantment if you're gonna skip for a bit waiting on upgrading your, for example, your legendary weapon even more to a higher rank before you get rid of your fantastic sharpness 8 enchantment. So you don't have to worry about that at all when upgrading. We also now have a stats panel for the Infernal Castle. So if we go over here to the stats and scroll down, we now have a max Infernal Castle floor and Infernal Castle clear, which I'm thinking you are gonna get this Infernal Castle clear when you get to the 100th floor and then kill the final boss. And of course your max like Infernal Castle floor will be like recording the last floor you were at before you either decided to leave the game or ran out of time. Now they've also made it so when we go to the index, for example, and head to one of these shadows, we can now see the ultimate damage of one of these shadows. And it actually does count with the max rank that we have. So if we have the G rank, it will count the ultimate damage from a G rank at max level, which is awesome for now calculating the actual extra amount of damage some of your shadows do when they're using their ultimate. And another amazing thing. Previously, when we were discussing this during the live stream, runes actually matter now for changing the drop that you get from the final boss. So let's say we get an E rank leveling dungeon. If I use this dragon rune on that dungeon, it will change the boss and of course some of the units in that dungeon to Dragon City enemies. And that means that I can still get the Leviathan Blade from an E rank dungeon because the final boss is the boss from Dragon City. So that's a very good way of grinding Leviathan Blades if the dungeon that's spawning is not a Dragon City dungeon. I'm looking at you, all face heal dungeons. And there's also a new Dragon City dungeon map that they've added. So if you like exploring a different kind of dungeon, even though I really like the 5-floor dungeon in Dragon City, which is kind of nice for grinding the weapon. But nonetheless, I haven't seen yet, but if we do, I'll make sure to convert real quick. All right, so one more major thing here is that they've adjusted the Infernal Castle system. Now, they have not implemented the multiplayer system, but they have added the checkpoint system, which means every 25 floors, we are gonna get a checkpoint in the Infernal Castle. And why does that matter? Well, in our index right now, if we head over to Leveling City and scroll down, we have 4 new shadows. And these 4 shadows can only be gotten from the Infernal Castle. Now, Wessel, in this case, will spawn on floor 25. This is like one of the demons will spawn on floor 50. It looks to me like another demon spawning on floor 75. And the mythical unit here will be the floor 100 boss, which is kind of related to the solo leveling anime. Now, of course, getting to floor 50 might be quite hard this early on, but don't worry, because this Saturday we are gonna get another update, which is gonna introduce new shadows and another new island, which means we can grind for another new weapon and increase our damage by a lot. Now, I want to sneak this little tactic in this video because what you see here on the video is me trying to run the 25 floor immediately on the checkpoint. And I try to be as quick as possible to get to the boss because I'm doing that because I want to get a G-rank vessel from the dungeon. And that is possible. You can get the G-rank vessel with a small percentage chance on arising her from the Infernal castle. Now, we have already gotten one, so I can assure you this works. But what you want to do is get to the boss, leave the game, rejoin the game, and I hope you set your spawn point at solo leveling island, and then just quickly go through the gate again, go to floor 25. It doesn't cost anything, so you can just like keep repeating this infinitely until, of course, the Infernal castle portal runs out. But this way you can try and like easily grind the vessel unit on a G rank as much as you can, because she's currently the stronger G-rank here in the game, which is kind of easier to get, and she's stronger than a G-rank Baru and stronger than the G-rank Freer from the Dragon City Island. So you definitely want to be doing this as much as you can before they maybe introduce like a system where you have to like spend tickets or something to like reset the Infernal Castle. So make sure you do this now. Now we got some changes added to our guild, because yes, if you are now in a guild and you are the guild leader, you want to make sure you can upgrade your spots to 50 places, because there has been a new limit added for players in your guild by 15 players, which means your guild can now hold up to 50 members. So if you got a lot of members applying to your guild, then you want to make sure that you get all those members now in as quickly as you can, so you can get back on that leaderboard spot as quickly as possible. They've also buffed the shadow buff damage upgrade in the guild. It should now apparently give 1.1 times per level. We're here at shadow boost level 42, so doing 42 here times 1.1 will give us a 46.2 times multiplier for shadow damage. So you definitely want to make sure you do upgrade this a bit by bit, because I think shadows are still gonna matter eventually in future updates. And we're not going to be heavily relying maybe on the weapons again, but we'll have to find out Saturday. Now, they've also definitely made sure that the Monarch, in this case, for if we go to Leveling City, so Sun Jinghu, is now even stronger, and the rarity visuals have updated, so we now have a mythical rarity for the Monarch. As you can see, this beautiful big red color around it, and it's the same for the floor 100 demon. And apparently they've also buffed his strength, so if you do have the ability to rise him and get a N rank of the Monarch, you are gonna get a massive damage boost. He is gonna do a base damage at N plus rank of 75.38 QA damage with an ult damage of 1.04 QI. So you better hope you see a double dungeon spawn with a red gate, because you definitely want to get an arise for that Monarch. Now, basically this entire midweek update was all about the better usability, smoother progression, and then we got some castle improvements. So like I said previously, you definitely want to focus on doing that Infernal Castle strat. It's also a very good way of quickly grinding tickets, because every time you kill that boss there, you're gonna grind tickets and actually dust pretty quickly. So make sure you keep doing that rejoining tactic, because that's gonna help you a lot out from the beginning. Now, to get over some quick bug fixes, they fixed the auto destroy not saving across weapon tabs. They fixed the SS dungeon clears not being counted. They fixed the in-dungeon messages overlapping the information panel. They fixed the locked weapons being upgradable, and they fixed the shop sub buttons acting very weird, which are these little side buttons here. And that's everything that was in this midweek update. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the midweek update. Now, I will be seeing you for sure during the Saturday's update on a Rise crossover, because we will be live streaming the new update. Make sure I see you there. Now, if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will be seeing you in a new Roblox video or live stream. Have a fantastic castle clearing journey.